Hello, I'm Will Johnson, your Butler County Administrator. Citizens frequently ask us where their property taxes go, about the information contained on the property tax statements. Specifically, how did we derive at the amount they are required to pay, and what all the information in the statement means. We are producing this video to hopefully help our citizens better understand their tax statements and where their tax dollars go each year. This first image gives us a brief explanation of the tax cycle process that ends each year with you receiving a tax bill. Generally, the appraiser's office starts in January, assessing all the properties and revaluing all the properties in our county. There are approximately 38,000 parcels in our county, and after the appraiser sets the values for each one of them, they send out notice of values to each one of the property owners. And this occurs in the March timeframe. Then in April and May, local units of governments, cities, counties, schools, the college, begin to work on their budgets. And in August, these budgets are nearly completed and they're adopted by the local units of government, which is then the basis of how the county clerk sets the tax rates for each one of the entities. Your tax bill is then generated by the county treasurer and is based on the budget amount of property tax support passed by each unit of local government. The values are based on the assessed value of your property as it relates to the entire value within that specific tax unit or city, for example. When you combine the property taxes owed to each one of these units of government where you live, you now have your total tax bill, which is what is sent to you each year right before Thanksgiving. So let's look at a valuation screen. The top half of this is a sample of a valuation notice that is sent out each March. The top portion shows the detailed information on the subject property, which the county uses to help ensure each property is properly accounted for. The next section shows the classification and the value. So we look at the classification, it shows R, which means residential, and the total appraised value, which is the market value of the property, and then the assessed value. And it also shows the prior year classification value. If we look down, we can see the different classifications in Kansas and what the assessment rates are for each one of those, and they range from 11.5% to 30%. So on residential property, those are assessed at 11.5%. So if we multiply 11.5% by 120,100, we get 13,812. So then we go to a tax statement. We look at the tax statement. It's going to be generally the same information at the top, the property information, and then over to the right is a summary of your taxes, the first half of this due and the second half, along with the total tax. So on the same property that has a assessed value of $13,812, the taxes owed on that are $2,396.78, and that's located right up here in this section. Put a little highlight here for you. We look down below, we see the assessment rate, the prior year assessment, the current year assessment of $13,812, and the change of value, which is basically 4.9%, and the current taxes of $2,406.78. We go down one section, and this is the special assessment area. For instance, in a city, and this happens to be in El Dorado, they have a stormwater utility. If you live in a new subdivision or development, you may have special assessments for streets, roads, or sewers. Out in the county, if you live in a sewer district, this would be located in this area, and that's the assessment rate. It is not a calculated tax, it's a rate that is assessed directly to your property. In this case, it's $36 for this single property in El Dorado. We go down one section and we see the different mill levies for each one of the taxing entities for an individual house here in El Dorado. So the state mill levy of 1.5 mils We have the county mill levy of 34.274, the college 20.068, the city of El Dorado at 53 mills, and the school district USD 490 at 65.397 mills. Likewise, if you live in a city of the third class, some or smaller cities in the county, you'll see a township general on here. If you live out in a rural area, you see township general, township road potentially. You may also see a watershed tax on here, and you could see South Central Library located in Hutchinson, in some areas that don't have libraries. So these are the mill levies that are assessed by each one of the taxing districts in this section. We go down and you see the taxes that are associated with that. So if we multiply that 1.5 mils times our assessed value up here of 13.8112, we come up with $20.72. And we multiply the mill levy by each one of the assessed values, and this will tell you how much taxes is paid to which taxing entity within the county. And in this case, in El Dorado, they're paying $20 to the state, $473 to the county, $277 to the college, $732 to the city, $857 to the school district, and then that $36 you see up here in special assessments. One of the complaints we always hear is the county charges us for all our taxes. And in this case here, you can see that the county makes up less than 20% in this situation of the total tax bill. The county is simply the collector of taxes by state law. Each one of these taxing districts are who assess you a tax bill that the county collects for. When we look down one section, we see the revenue from the property tax levies. This is what each one of the taxing jurisdictions, in this case the city, school, college, school district, collects in whole from property taxes. In this case, it ranges from 1.12 million of state dollars that are just generated here in Butler County. This is just 1.5 mills in Butler County. 25 million is what is generated in the county as a whole from the property taxes levied on that 34 mills. The college generates 15 million from their 20 mills. The city of El Dorado, 4.889 million from their 53 mills. And then the school district generates 11.4 million from their 65 mills. Looking down a little further, we see the payment coupons, which due on the first half and the second half. You can pull these off and bring them in, and these would technically show this number up here, the $1,198.39 on each one of those. You can pay everything in December or everything in May. People often ask, who do I talk to about my taxes? So I'm going to take you to our website, and we're going to go into our elections website. So we go up here, if we type in www.bucokansas.com, hover over government, then we come down here, click on elections. This is going to take us to our county clerk site, and our GIS and county clerk departments recently developed what's called Elections Hub, which is a very great tool for locating and identifying who represents you as a federal, state, local elected official. So we'll click on Elections Hub, and this is basically going to bring up another site, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom and go down to who are my representatives. And on here, we're going to click on My Elected Representative. This is going to bring up our GIS mapping site, and it's going to say My Elected Representative. And we're going to hit OK. And it's going to pop up a Find Elected Representative. I'm going to grab a keyboard here, and we're going to type in the address for the courthouse, 205 West Central in El Dorado, Kansas. And we're going to see that address pop up. We're going to click on it, and we're going to see each one of the elected representatives that serve or oversee this property at the courthouse will pop up here. And we can go clear down from the precinct committee people. which for the Democrats, it's a Steve Little, and for the women, precinct committee woman is vacant. For the precinct committee man Republican, it's Gerald Owens, and the woman for that committee is vacant. We can pop back up. We can look at your county commissioner that represents the courthouse, and we'll pop up Commissioner Mike Wheeler. And then we can go clear down to our state and U.S. Representatives. Senator Pat Roberts, Senator Moran, Attorney General Derek Schmidt, clear down to our state treasurer, Jake LaTurner. A great resource for you to use to see who represents you, their contact information. And we encourage our residents to go out and utilize the site. It's a great resource for you. So hopefully this gives you a good insight as to what is on your tax statement. If you have any questions at all, you can always go to our website again at www.bucokansas.com, or you can call us at 316-322-4300, and we will help you find that answer to your question. I want to thank you again for looking at our site and encourage you to go around on our website. It's a wonderful tool, and contact us if you have any information. Thank you.